Oh, sorry. I didn't see you there. Just sticking around my little meteor hammer from Amazon for 20 bucks. Aren't I cool? No, I'm not. I got this literally yesterday. And just because I had an obsession a while back, right, with whips, because I thought whips were like kind of an intuitive like, geez, well, what's the whole thing here? It seems like such a cool thing. You're snapping a rope around, it makes a really loud crack, and nobody ever I never really seen one in my life, so I went and got one. I even invested like a really nice one, and I still can do it. I can do a halfway decent tricks. I can do this the body wrap where it goes all around you like that. I can do that. And but then I was coming up with a new book idea, which is kind of I really wanted to always do a spiritual successor. And I don't want to say spiritual successor in the sense of, oh, I can do just as good, but like kind of like a sequel-esque thing to Indiana Jones, because we don't really get any more Indiana Jones stories. And as much as I love Indiana Jones, I don't think we need to like have 20 more epic stories with him. You know what I mean? I'll allow for Machine Games to do a couple more stories. I don't know why I'm saying I'll allow, like I have any authority on the position, but I'll allow it. Just because it's gameplay, it's really interesting and fun, and I really love the Indiana Jones Great Circle game. Probably like one of my favorite games of like those last 2 years, up there, like maybe top 20, because it's just basically like Metro Exodus, but a lot more varied and interesting in terms of the combat. They just could have done the ending better. But anyway, so I wanted to do a sort of successor to Indiana Jones. And I was like, well, I want this main character to have some type of similar item that stands out, that's iconic, and can be useful, And I was going through all the lists, and this main character is going to be like Cliff Langrum, Australian guy, kind of a ripoff of Crocodile Dundee. Because I think that's just kind of a funny idea of taking like the Nathan Drake style kind of guy, turning him into Crocodile Dundee meets Indiana Jones, and adding in all the extra like spiritual, like supernatural elements that Indiana Jones entails. I think that's just a fun little story to do. And the weapon I decided to land on with him is the little meteor hammer. Now, unfortunately, the only guy online who even does meteor hammer content is this black guy named Bensei, and seems like a real chill dude and is really talented at it. But I mean, the energy he exudes. I mean, I love you, buddy. Really, I do. But it's just like, it's constantly like, it's got this little tinge to it, as my coworker from work would say, Jeff. It's got a little bit of fruit to him, But hey, but whatever. So and this is all just to say that hey, Meteor Hammer's cool. It's a fun little item, but it's also like anybody who sees it's also immediately going to now associate it with an idea of it being kind of soy. You know what I mean? Same thing with those guys, those people, that really short guy, the really short guy who talks about choreography and medieval fighting and weapons and stuff like that. He's really short. He's got the tattoos all along his arms. And he's like, we're Cell Swords cosplaying. And I'm like, oh my gosh, these guys are cornballs. Not in the sense of what they're interested in or passionate about. It's just the way they carry themselves. It's just really corny to me. The constant energy of, well, hey, today we're going to be checking out the Meteor Hammer. Does this thing have any validity? Let's find out. And I'm like, dude, why are we talking like this? Like this is a board meeting. Relax, Hey, speak from your throat, belly out. Really get that deep resonant tone, But yeah, so Meteor Hammer I think would be a fun little item, and just from dicking around with it for a few seconds, I mean, the novelty of just throwing a rock forward and then having a string guide through your hands as you do it, very satisfying. That's just a very satisfying feeling, just having this rope go through your hands. I'm sorry for the visual there. But that's just very satisfying, and I think it's going to be a fun little addition for Cliff in the story, alongside the big knife he's going to have. I didn't want to lean really heavy into Crocodile Dundee, but I think the big knife is like his thing, and there's this great line in the first book, in the final fight, when he's facing off against this guy who's got the Sword of Mars. And he's like, you brought a knife to a sword fight? And he's like, this ain't no knife, because it's a reference to Crocodile Dundee. And funny thing about Crocodile Dundee, those movies are not that good, but unless you watch them both at the same, like in one sequential order. Because I feel like when you watch Crocodile Dundee 1, the plot, it kind of goes in a direction where you're feeling like, that's it, And then you go into 2, and it kind of feels like a full circle thing, even them going back to Australia. I really like that. And I didn't even know at the time, but those movies were made by Australians. I didn't even know that. I thought those movies were American movies. And Australians didn't like them because it was like taking this comically stupid stereotype of what Australian guys like and throwing it out there. Because I just saw a video from Shredded Nerd about Australia, and it kind of made me think like, yeah, you know, we don't really get any insights into Australia outside of the generic Bushman stereotype, you know. So, if I ever do get to doing Cliff Langram, I'll try my best to intertwine more than just Bushman archetype Australian for his character and all that other stuff, you know, because I think there's a lot of potential there with the character. I really like him. I got a good design. I used physiognomy to make his face shape, and I think it's a this overall could be a very fun thing. And the thing that's gonna seal the whole deal together is Jimmy Buffett music. I mean, come on, Jimmy. Like, what more you want? Crocodile Dundee, but he's a treasure hunting scoundrel, Indiana Jones knockoff who listens to Jimmy Buffett all day. Come on, who's not gonna like that? I mean, in the first story, he's got some slightly overweight Hungarian guy he just hires for like $20 to go follow him around, and this guy ends up beating up Soviet fascists or whatever you want to call them. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, that's that.